It's so stupid, it's positively brilliant.
The Brilliant Idiots Podcast.
You've been busy, bro. You've been doing them call-ins.
Man, Zoom is a beast. Zoom is exhausting. There got to be something called like Zoom exhaustion, bro.
You got Zoom exhaustion?
Yes, man, because I'm always on Zoom calls. Because if I'm not doing a media hit, like, you know, it's a like, and by the way, it's been a lot of things that's been moving behind the scenes as far as like actually getting some real change done in our society. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not wasting any of these opportunities that I get when I'm sitting with these senators, these mayors, these governors, these presidential candidates. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what is it like being a person that is at the forefront of this movement? Like, are you taking time to realize who you are and what you mean to Black people? Or are you so caught up in the flow of this that you haven't realized what you've become?
What do you mean?
Like, I'm sure when you're a kid, actually, I'm not sure, but like, I don't know if when you're a kid, you're going to sit down and go, wow, man, like one day I'm going to be at the forefront of the Black civil rights movement. And I'm going to be considered a very important voice in obtaining those civil rights that we deserve. Like, I don't know if you're thinking that as a kid, but now because of what happened in your life, you are there and you're a go-to, regardless if you think or not, you are a go-to. Like, they're calling you and asking you to be on because, and I don't want to put too much pressure on you, but they're asking you to be on because they're like, Charlamagne is going to speak for Black people. And I think there's a lot of Black people that are like, he can really articulate things I feel, but I don't know how to say exactly like that. But the feeling is true. You feel that way, Al?
Yes.
So it's like, what is it like having that responsibility? Does that weigh on you? Do you cherish it?
I've never thought about it because I treat it like I treat anything else. Like, I'm not speaking for all Black people because Black people aren't monolithic. I'm really only speaking for myself. Maybe my experiences growing up in South Carolina in a rural area and also living in New York since 2006. I just think I see the world from a different worldview. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like I know what our people need. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not like, who can't agree that we need money? Who can't agree that America needs to atone for its original sin of slavery? Like, it's nothing profound being said. It's just common sense. By the way, this is the same shit Marianne Williamson got ran off the block for. Marianne Williamson was saying America needs to heal. And in order to heal, they have to atone for its original sin, slavery. Like, this is none of this rhetoric is new. Elijah Muhammad, Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, Farrakhan, there's not a Black person who ever led any type of movement who is not saying the same things that I'm saying. I get my rhetoric from them. I build with my elders. I talk to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I talk to Dr. Claude Anderson. You know what I'm saying? I've been in the room and sat down with Harry Belafonte. I'm on the phone building and communicating with people who really give a fuck and have always gave a fuck. Like, this, none of this rhetoric is new. Even this conversation about reparations, like, that ain't new. Like, that's what Elijah Muhammad was saying. Elijah Muhammad was like, yo, matter of fact, give us our land and we'll get the fuck away from y'all. like we want separation. They didn't want integration. They wanted their reparations and separation. That's what they wanted. But everybody's always had these different versions of what they think economic justice looks like for the Black community. And, you know, you can take stuff from the old, you can take stuff from the new. Like, you got like my guy, Wes Bellamy out there who he has an economic equity plan that, you know, they got passed in like Charlottesville, West Virginia. Like, it's people out there that are doing this work right now. So I've never literally thought about it. I pray, and just like any other time in my life, God tells me to say certain things, and I go to say them. I'm not seeking none of this stuff out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
None of it. I didn't know all these presidential candidates was going to start coming to the Breakfast Club.
Right.
I didn't know that.
Right.
I didn't strategically say, hey, I'm going to be a political pundit. Who the fuck wants to be a political pundit?
Yeah. Yeah. What were you thinking? What were you saying, Al?
Like, speaking for myself, I think it's so impactful seeing you up there because you're able to articulate exactly what I'm feeling and do it in a way that I can't do it, but you do it the exact way you talk here on the Breakfast Club, the exact way you talk on Power 105. and you look like me. We both have a fitted on right now. You just in a tee. Like, I just think the message coming from somebody like that is just so impactful.
Well, thank you.
You're different. You get on CNN and you're not in a suit all of a sudden.
And you're taking away from what I was taught when I was in class about like how to talk, and you have to enunciate everything else. Like, you're talking just as you were born to talk.
She's saying
I
you
can't
can't
pronounce
talk, bro.
shit.
But
She's saying you can't talk, dog. You gonna let her talk shit, bro? You gonna let her talk that shit,
I'm
bro?
saying you're taking away the political or like the
stereotype, the archetypical stereotype,
of how you're supposed to talk during.
Because like I've been saying, when it comes to politicians, the language of politics is dead. We don't understand that shit.
Yeah,
it's like you're a communicator.
Yeah.
Simple as that, right? It's like you communicate. That is how you do it, and that is what you do very well. And you don't need to communicate through one fucking what is it called? What is the voice? The news voice? So at 9:00 we have the blah 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 story. You know, the stupid voice that all these like broadcasters put on for no reason.
Yeah, man. And when you it's just like radio, right? When you get into when I first got into radio, and I realized that damn, the reason people don't have an opinion on radio is because they tell you not to have an opinion.
Right.
Like, literally, they tell you, you're not supposed to have an opinion. Like, what the fuck you mean I'm supposed to have an opinion? Now, everybody, of course, wants to have an opinion. But back in the day when I started, I could have easily taken the route of being just the... Y'all there? Y'all frozen?
No, I'm here.
Oh, y'all look frozen. I could easily have taken the route of just being the announcer. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
I didn't go to school. I didn't have no formal training. So all I knew how to do was go in there and just talk. And it's the same thing with these political pundits. You realize that they say people of color to be all inclusive. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't say black. You know what I mean? Like, you realize that, you know, you're not supposed to talk bad about other politicians. Because all these guys, they be in the Senate together, they be in the House together. Like, you know, like, they may talk shit to each other behind the scenes, but when they get on TV and stuff, even though we might see something that we consider dead wrong, they don't really call it out.
Because it's still a job. They want to keep their job. That's the thing that people don't realize about politics, man. That's just his occupation, dog.
Yeah.
And talking shit about the people that might be paying your salary or might be donating to your campaign, that's an occupational hazard. Not a lot of people can handle that. That's why I think the people outside of politics are often the ones that make all the change. The politicians sign the bill, but if you can sway the people enough that the politicians are concerned that they will not vote for them unless they sign those bills and then put those things through, then they'll do whatever you want. It's like, it's our job to motivate the people, and it's a politician's job to stay in office. So we will motivate the people to put that pressure on the politicians to do whatever the fuck we think is the best for the people. But a lot of times these politicians don't do shit.
And I don't know how many of them care. I think the ones that care resonate. You know what I mean? I think you can hear caring in somebody's voice. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I think that you can hear when somebody really has a message, when they're really trying to get something out there because it's to somebody's benefit. You can tell. I don't think too many politicians have that.
Yeah.
I really don't.